Hi everybody. Just getting some bits ready for you. And I will be with you. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Wednesday night's live crafting. Hi to Bev and Sharon who've just popped on. Hi to Anne, Gina, Let. It's lovely to have so many of you joining me. Hi to Christine. Okay, tonight I'm going to be making, I don't know what we're going to be making yet, I haven't made it, but I'm going to be using some free product that you can earn as part of Celebration in January, and it's some DSP, which is a bit lovely. So I'm looking forward to showing that. I'm going to make some thank you cards actually, because I need to send some thank you cards in the next few days. Love my card display back there. Oh, thank you. That is my washing line, and that's all cards that people have sent me. So I love looking at it, and it's right above the desk where I tend to craft. So I hope you're all well. Hope you're all sitting comfortably. I can't believe it's 9 days till Christmas. What's going on in the world? I'm not ready at all. I wrote 67 Christmas cards today. I think I've got about another 20 to go, but I gave up in the end. My hand hurt. So got those to look forward to finishing in the next few days and getting them posted. And I've got some last minute customer gifts to send out from last month. So busy week for me so far. So I hope you're all sitting comfortably. What I'll do is I'll get my camera all set up for you so you can see my desk, and then we can get crafting. I'm really excited to show you these papers. They are beautiful, and you can earn them for free in January, which again isn't too far away. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's scarier, the fact that this year is nearly finished or that Christmas is upon us. Not quite sure, don't want to think about either at the moment. So bear with me guys, I'll change my screen so you can see my desk and then we can make a start. So I hope you're sitting nice and comfortably. Bear with. So let me just move some things around and we can get started. Right, okay, so part of Celebration. Celebration is a promotion that runs in January and February next year, and it's your chance to earn some free product when you spend in bundles of £45 or €60, wherever you are. So these are the Paper Blooms Designer Series papers. The colours really speak to my soul. We have Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, Soft Seafoam and Whisper White. So lovely, lovely colours, and they are the most beautiful floral patterns. And if you're one of my regular followers, which I think most of you are, you can probably see where I'm going with these cards tonight. So we've got some lovely flowers and leaves, and then we've got some really nice prints on the back. So that is Rococo Rose and Petal Pink. Two colours I probably wouldn't have put together, but they go really well together. We've got really nice small florals, and then we've got really cute, I think that's really, really lovely. We have some circles. I'm a little bit in love with these circles. So I'm looking forward to using those. We've got some more patterns. We've got some dark floral prints and some nice leaves. And then we have this sheet here. Really, really lovely flowers and leaf designs and all the colours there, bringing the whole sweet set together. And then on the back we've got some more greenery. So absolutely adore the colours of these papers. Really, really lovely designs, and I think they will be really popular as well. So, sure you can guess what I've done already. Here's some I've done earlier. I fussy cut some of this DSP out, because why not? Because that's how I craft or how I roll. So we've got some lovely designs. This is the one that's got the, from the dark paper, the Night of Navy background. So I've gone ahead and fussy cut some of these already. and this is what I'm going to use to make my cards. So all of these flowers that I have here have come from one sheet, and I have just a little bit left. I'll show you what I've got left of that sheet. So that's what I've got left of that 12 by 12 sheet. So a little bit more to play with there, but I think they are pretty smashing. So let's make some cards, shall we? So the base of these, there isn't kind of one colour that I would say dominates this suite, but I do really love the pop of navy that you see running throughout. I really do think it brings everything all together really nicely. So I'm going to use navy, I think, for some stamping, because I don't have any navy cardstock, can you believe? So I'm going to use, let's see if I've got any, I think I'm going to use basic grey, because basic grey I think will go really nicely with those colours there. So I'm just going to move that out of the way, and I'm going to cut my card bases to start. There's some really great DSP around in this celebration catalogue. It's something for everyone for sure. So I'm going to line my piece of A4 up in my trimmer with the short edge at the top. I'm going to line it up at 10.5 centimetres, and I'm going to score, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to line it up at 14.9 centimetres, and I'm going to cut. That then gives me my 2 card bases ready. I'm just going to move my screen up a little bit. That's better. Okay, so let's deal with these edges. Always make sure that you burnish your edges of your score lines to make your cards close, otherwise they will just stay kind of open unless you really do enforce those score lines. So we have 2 card bases. I'm going to have a little bit of a background, I think. Let's have a look, which one should we go for? Let's go for just white. Let's keep it nice and simple, shall we? So here I'm going to cut a piece for my front and for my inside. I'm going to take it down by 1.5 centimetres. So I'm cutting a strip that is 9 centimetres wide, and then I'm going to bring this down to 13.4. So this will give us 2 pieces exactly the same size for our inside as well as our outside. So that gives us a lovely border around the edge. And then for my first card, I think I'm just going to keep it super simple, the first one, and we might make more than 2 tonight. I'm going to stand now as well, I can't sit and craft anymore. I'm going to add some glue. To there like so. And this shows you just how simple these DSPs are to work with once you've gone through the pain of doing some fussy cutting. So let's stick that on the front like so. That's a really simple card, isn't it? Really simple. And we'll do a little bit of stamping. So let's see if Hip Hip Hooray will fit there. It will, but it's still a little bit big. So let's just go with hello. This would make, if we do a set of cards, it would make a really lovely gift for someone. a set of note cards, and here is my light navy. And we'll just stamp that in there. So how cute is that little card? And then all we do is we put this piece inside. I must use a ton of that glue. I do use a lot of Tombow because it's pretty much the only glue that I like. That and some dimensionals. Like so. So that's our first card made. It's really simple, isn't it? But really quite effective. I love how that navy really pops on that card and how well the pink goes with the grey. So let's move on to card number 2. So I'm going to stick with my grey card base, and I'm going to cut 2 more pieces of white. So we're going to go with 9 centimetres again, and then we're going to turn and we're going to go with 13.4. One for outside and one for inside. And then for this card, I'm going to add a little extra layer onto the back of this card, and I'm going to take a piece of the green. Let's have this lovely leaf. So I'm going to take this up by 3mm. So I'm going to go for 13.7. No, sorry, let's cut a strip that's 9.3, because I like to do that smallest measurement first, just to save as much cardstock as we can. And now we can turn and go for 13.7 as our measurement. That will give us just a really sweet little layer there. I don't want to take too much away from the design of the card, and we've got another piece for inside, so we have that piece there, and we can mount these together as well. So we have one piece, and that's for our inside, and then we'll have another piece for our outside. What am I doing? There we are. Like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these gold hoops, and we're going to make a bit of a wreath card, I think. So I'm going to need some glue dots, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this gold hoop to my card. Now the easiest way to do this is to pop your glue dot on and just kind of squidge it. Glue dots are really pliable, and I'm going to stick this, I'm going to put 2 on, and I'm going to stick my flowers around this side. So actually those glue dots, you can see them at the moment, but once we've stuck our flowers on, we won't be able to see those. So let's stick this down as well. These gold hoops are gorgeous. I've used quite a lot of them on my Christmas cards. So now let's put some of this together. So we've used the little green background, so I'm going to go for a couple of green flowers, and again I'm going to use glue dots to stick these on. So all I'm doing is adding my glue dot to my hoop, and then I'm sticking that on like so. So I'm just going to work my way around adding some flowers. I'm just using my take your pick tool to get those off, otherwise I end up in a big sticky mess, as you all know. Let's put some of those under there. So it's starting to build and come together. Let's have a look. Just checking the comments while I've got you here. Sharon's put, for your backing sheet, I'm thinking of cutting out the middle so I've got a piece to use on another card, like money saving. So that's a great idea. Yeah, really, really good. And it's always nice to save a few extra pieces. And then I've got these smaller flowers as well. Let's have one of those up there. And then all I'm going to do for the centres of these flowers, I'm just going to add a few gems, I think. Okay. And then up here we have some leaves, which I'm just going to cut down ever so slightly, just to fit that in. That's better. I'm just going to stick that underneath, because also it's a good chance to get some dimension on your cards. Sharon's put, I'm loving this card. Sharon's put, I'm loving this card. And Anne's put, lovely using DSP to make cards with. It is. I really enjoy it, actually. I'm just going to build this up. Oh, let's take that off there. And then I think that's enough. Yeah. I'm going to stick him just under there. It's quite calm, this card tonight. Not a lot of crazy. Right, and then now what I've got here is I've got some of the epoxy embellishments. And I'm just going to add a few of these to the centre of those flowers. The ones that don't have a centre, that is. Let's have a big one on there as well. So there we have a little wreath set up. I'm just going to put a little one in the centre there. And actually, if you wanted to, you could always attach a couple of more leaves in if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. That looks fine as is. I don't want to spoil it. So then now we just want another sentiment. So let's have a look. This is a stamp set I've pulled out of my drawer this evening. Best year. I was hoping to use that thank you, but I think that's going to be too big. Look, I want something quite small, don't I? So let's stick with that hello, I think, again, and we'll stamp that onto some Whisper White. Hi Leslie, thanks for joining us. We're just using some of the new Paper Blooms DSP from the Celebration catalogue, and I'm using them to create a little bit of a wreath design. Just trim this down ever so slightly. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I like that there. So let's put this. I've loved the Christmas cards, but I'm glad to see these are non-Christmas. I've loved Christmas cards this year. It's been a real escape to spend so much time on them. But I'm also very glad to see the back of the Christmas cards. I think I ended up on about 109 in the end, which is a lot. So that is my finished wreath, I think. I quite like that. It's quite simple. There's quite a lot of white space there, but I do like a bit of white space. And then we'll just stick this inside, like so. And to turn this into a thank you card, I'm going to take my thank you sentiment and I'm going to use that inside my card. Hi Louise, thanks for joining us this evening. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are too. Colette said even she stopped Christmas cards and she loves Christmas. Leslie's put, I'm done with Christmas cards too. It feels like everyone is starting to put the Christmas cards away now. Not that I want to. So there we have that lovely thank you for all that you are stamps in the middle. So that is our finished card design number 2 for the evening. I'm going to make a couple more. So that's the first one, and quite literally I've just used this piece of DSP that I fussy cut out and kept it super simple and added it to the front of a card. So that's a really nice simple card. And then this one, I've used one of the gold hoops and I have created a little floral arrangement there. Louise has just asked what set am I using. I'm using the, what are they called? Paper Blooms Designer Series papers. These are from the Celebration catalogue. So you can have these for free in January when you spend £45 or €60. Mum's just asked where did they get the flowers from. I got them from this piece here. So all I've done is I spent some time whilst I was watching Corrie this evening, just fussy cutting out most of those pieces, most of those images from that sheet there, and I'm just using them to build up a few little cards. So I've used a base of basic grey to start with. For the next one I'm going to go with some white. So I'm just grabbing a piece of Whisper white cardstock and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to cut 2 card bases. So I'm lining it up with a short edge at the top and I'm lining at 10.5 centimetres and I'm scoring all the way top to bottom and then lining up at 14.9 centimetres and I am going to cut. So that then gives me 2 card bases from one piece of cardstock. Just going to have a quick little slurp of my tea. Lovely, just what I need. And then we're going to just make sure our card bases are nice and crisp, the edges, so that they stay closed. Let's move some of these pieces out the way. Now, so now just got a base of Whisper white. So let's use some of this lovely, lovely DSP. Which one should we go for? Some of these I've already cut. Let's use this one. How pretty is that? Really, really like that pattern. So let's cut a little piece. So let's go 10 centimetres. By 14.4 centimetres. I'm just taking off 0.5 centimetre of measurement for the front of that card, like so. Okay, so let's stick that down. This is also really pretty, this side. Having my coffee outside, finally, originally from England, and hate tea. Wow. I love the argument of who prefers what, tea or coffee. I must admit, I do love a cup of tea, that is my preference. But I do enjoy a coffee in the afternoon. And I don't drink caffeine, I'm caffeine free, so it's not even about the boost to get me through. Okay, so I'm just putting another piece inside as well. So like that, and I think I'm going to go with this sort of pattern for this one. So we need to take away some of that dark colour, and a great way to do that is with vellum. So let's just grab some vellum, and that just dulls that colour down a little bit and makes this top flower stand out that little bit more. Big fan of vellum. I use it quite a lot. So I'm going to cut this so it is the same size. So we'll do 10 centimetres and we'll do by 14.4 centimetres. And we only want one piece of that. And that now is the same size as that piece that we've cut. Okay. I'm going to put just a few little dots. So another great thing about Tombow is it dries completely clear. So when you're using vellum or you're using window sheets, you don't need to worry too much because you will not see the glue. Just stick that down. Lovely. So that's starting to come together. Now let me see what dies we've got in here. What's this one here? This is a nice one. So this is from the Hippo and Friends die. No, Hippo and Friends dies. And I'm just going to cut one of those from Whisper White cardstock. Oops. Do I have any Whisper White left over here? I think I used it all, didn't I? I did. Let's see what I've got in my scraps box. Yeah, this is good. I'm just going to run this through behind me. Okay, so we have our lovely die. And that is a great shape for that card. Okay. And that's got just a little bit of embossing, you can't even see it, just a little bit of embossing around the edges. And I'm going to use that thank you sentiment like so. And we'll stamp that in Night of Navy. I do like that sentiment. So that's starting to build. Now this one here was the original one I wanted to go with. I now think that might be a little bit too big. So we could use some of these. That's pretty, isn't it? Do you like that? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. Oh, it's very hot in here today. Pop that down in the centre. So I know you can see it down here at the moment, but that's because it's not quite dry. When it dries, you won't see that at all. Okay, so let's just put these on. Oh, that one's stuck. Like so. Yeah, sponging the tombow onto the vellum, that is also a really great technique as well. That works really, really nicely. So let's add a couple of little gems just to finish this off. And I think that's a really delicate card now. So now we've doled that DSP down. If that had been under there like so, those flowers would have been a little lost, I think. Whereas to put the vellum over it just kind of mutes that pattern and then makes our little flowers stand out a little bit, which is just what we want. You could also add another couple around if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave that like that. And then all we need to do to the centre is add a little bit of Whisper White as our layer for writing on. So let's go down by a centimetre, let's go down to 9 and we'll go for 13.9. The tombow is running out now. Like so. And there we have our finished third card. So they're starting to look like a set now. And then for our last card, so we have one card base left. I haven't actually used these circles. I'm just laying them on. I'm just wondering how many I can get on one piece. So I will get those on, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do with them yet. So I'm just going to pop those to one side. Have a little slap of my tea. Leslie's put, I wasn't sure about this paper. I'm going to order the Sea and Sand suite, so I might add the paper to the order. Sea and Sand is stunning. I think what I love most about it is the colours. The colour palette is just amazing that they've used. Right, so let's grab a piece of DSP that we can use as a background. I'm just trying to find the sheet that I've already cut some circles from. Here we are. So let's use this one this time. And I'm going to do, I'm actually going to cut a small strip. So let's do it over here. I'm going to cut a strip that's 8 centimetres wide. And let's see if I can get it to be 14.9. I can. Sharon's put, this is definitely on my list. It's a good one, isn't it? I really want to use this one. So if we put that over there, that's good, isn't it? We might use the vellum in the same way. Look at those lovely circles. The circles are a bit special, aren't they? Where did my vellum go? It's here. And then I'm going to tear it. Vellum tears really, really nicely. You get a really nice edge. Oh, that's good, isn't it? I like that. I like that with a little darker bit showing. So let's do the same and stick this down. My poor tombow is running out. Anyone else refuse to give up their tombow? trim that off, that bit there. Oh dear, me and this vellum aren't getting on with this card. Okay, that's good, that's good. So we can now think about the flowers that we want to add. I really like that one. That's my favourite, I think. And let's go for a different die this time. Let's go for... Now this is in this packet, but I think it's come from a different set. I think that's come from the Tasteful Labels. Let's use that one. So let's cut this out. I'm just going to run that through my die machine. Nice to do something that I haven't prepared, because it shows you, I'd like to think it shows you how I approach my cards. So we'll have that one there with a little bit of a flower. What do we reckon? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. But we need a sentiment. So let's have hip hip hooray. Like this one. Where did my ink pad go? It's over here. And we'll have this over this side. I like these stamps in this set. Very, very handy. Let's have that over there. And I'm looking for dimensionals. Here they are. So I've still got lots and lots of flowers left to use on my card or cards. Let's add that like that. What do we think? Yay or nay? Up there. Let's add it up there. Like so. And we'll add another couple of epoxy dots whilst we're here. Let's have one in. No, I don't like that actually. Let's take that one off. Let's have the little ones. And let's just have them kind of dotted around. Like so. So that complements that one really, really nicely, I think. And we've just got this little pop of DSP kind of in and around. And then let's have a little strip of this. So I'm just going to cut a 1.5. Let's cut 2 centimetres actually, strip. And then I want a piece of white for inside, which is here. And I'm going to cut this down just so that it's 14.9 centimetres, so it's the width, sorry, the height of the card. No idea what measurement it is across, but we can find out. So that is 9 centimetres, so is that the same as that? No, it's just a bit wider. So now let's stick this in our card. And I'm going to put that in at the centre. And then this piece here, I just want a little strip of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear. My mum is probably cringing right about now because she hates me tearing things. And then that we're just going to stick in. Like so. So we've got a little bit of detail from the front inside the card. Okay, so there we have our finished card. And I'll just bring the others back in for you. Oh, I didn't use these flowers, look. They would have been nice on there, wouldn't they? I have to make some more. Okay, so let's just move all those flowers to one side. Bring in our 4 cards that we've made this evening. So we've got our first one that we put together using one of the large flowers cut from the DSP, the Paper and Blooms DSP. And I've just kept it really simple with that simple hello sentiment. The next card that we made, I stepped it up a little bit and used a little bit of a DSP on our background layer. And then I've added a selection of flowers around one of the gold hoops to create a little bit of a wreath design. And inside we've got a cute little sentiment. And then the next one I've used some more of the DSP, but I've muted the colour slightly by just adding a piece of vellum over the top. So that's how bright the DSP was inside. We've just muted that, and again I've just added some little fussy cut flowers, and then the same for this one. So you've got almost there 2 sets of cards. These 2 here go really, really nicely together, and then these 2 here. And that's using the Paper and Blooms DSP. These are the pieces, that's the piece I've fussy cut my images from. And these are available for free in January, or at the moment to demonstrators who are able to pre-order from Celebration. So that's it from me this evening, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I've really appreciated you taking some time out of your day. I'll next be live on Sunday evening at 8:30. And then look out for some changes to next week. Obviously it's Christmas week next week. I have quite a busy week going on, so I'm going to try and still come and do some lives with you, but the timings will change ever so slightly because I have some commitments that I've already said I need to do. If you have any questions about any of the products or techniques I've used tonight, feel free to drop me a message. And that's it, guys. Have a lovely rest of your evening. I hope you've enjoyed the cards I've made for you this evening, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.